is nature play?
Program called Nature Star, where we implement natural learning into early childhood. AZA actually instituted a grant called Nature Play at Your Student Aquarium, and we went for it. And we received funding to build the playground behind it, and that's the Nature Nook, where we have physical components, musical components, and cognitive skills that are tested here through the boundaries of nature. And these children are able to gain confidence, they're able to exercise their social skills, and learn a little bit about the world around them.
What are some examples of nature play activities?
Do activities with the kids here in the Nature Nook. Our activities that we do here are, of course, nature-based, and they are to promote imagination and engineering and decision-making in kids through nature. This is more for smaller kids, but it's just a bunch of different things that they may not see on their own, and it helps promote imagination as they touch and they feel and they become one-on-one with nature. The ball ramp, and this is one that works with the kids' engineering and decision-making as they make a ramp for the ball to go down.
What about nature play and conservation in the classroom?
I use conservation in all of my programming. I try and have a conservation message in every single one so that the kids know that they can make a difference in everything that they're doing, and they can leave this place with tools to make a difference and to conserve. An example of that could be picking up litter so that it doesn't end up in our waterways for animals in the rivers and ponds and streams around the area and in the ocean. We might even go and pick up some trash outside during a program that we're doing and talk about how we're making a difference there.
What happens when you combine conservation and nature play? I'm Eleanor Ortel, and I'm the Furman Sustainability Fellow intern here at the Greenville Zoo. Caitlin and I designed a program to incorporate nature play and conservation in our outdoor classroom. Caitlin took recycled materials and things you can find in your own backyard, such as boxes, tree limbs, and branches. And she wanted the kids to use teamwork and to interact with nature to build themselves a fort. After the kids had built the fort, I came in and talked about what compost is and the importance of composting. We made compost in a little plastic bin for the kids to take home and look at for 6 months until it turns into nice rich soil for them to use in their own gardens.
At Mill Village Farms, we have two goals: grow food and grow jobs. So we grow produce on one of our 4 farms, and then we take that produce and sell it in our markets. Our storefront market, and we go to food desert, which are different parts of town where people don't have easy access to fresh fruits and vegetables. So we try to bring that produce there to encourage them to eat more healthy. So we grow food, but then a big part of that is we grow jobs. So we are working with teenagers, and we're using the farm as a platform to teach life skills, to teach soft skills that they need. So we teach them about work ethic, about teamwork, communication, leadership, showing up on time, being professional, being welcoming when we have guests at the farm. So we teach them those skills on the farm that they can take those skills and apply them to whatever job they wind up doing in life.
As an intern and a youth crew leader at Mill Village Farms this summer, my primary job is just to work with the youth on a daily basis to facilitate and supervise their daily work routine on the farm.
I heard about Mill Village through my school. They were conducting a class called Powerful Life, and through the class, my teacher, Mr. Joey, he told me to apply. It was going to be a summer job. What Mill Village was about, basically, bringing food to food deserts, helping out the community, helping bring in jobs to the youth. And, I'm all for helping out.
I decided to work for Mill Village Farms because I like the opportunity to learn how to grow things, opportunity to get better as a youth, and an opportunity to help people organic food and everything.
I decided to work for the Village Farms this summer because my grandmother thought it would be good for me to do it. The main goal I think Mill Village Farms is trying to produce is like serving food to food deserts and allowing people to have food, and then also giving the chance to have youth have a job, because it's not often where youth can have a job and to learn skills.
Here at Staunton Bridge Farm, we planted cucumbers, beans. Just the other day, we grew eggplants. For the past couple weeks, we've been making plant beds and mounds to put the beds on, to put the plants in. That's pretty cool, because like with the mounds, you make it this one time and you see it, you can use those for years.
We've been doing a lot of mounding, getting preparation for planting food. We've been planting food, we've been weeding, we've been harvesting, just everything under the sun. We've been getting ready for serving the community.
We've harvested different vegetables. We planted some, like eggplant. We planted eggplant the other day.
We learned how to, like, if there's too many holes and stuff in like the lettuce or something, to tell bad plants from good plants, and how to plant squash and cucumbers, how to trellis, how to measure out beds and owls.
My favorite part is really being with my teammates.
My favorite part about working on the farm is getting to know new people.
My favorite part is the harvesting. I like harvesting cabbage the most, but it's the easiest kind of, but I like that. And the washing.
There's a lot of challenges, but the biggest challenge overall is probably coming into a new environment that you're not used to, because like me, I'm never done anything like this before.
The only thing challenging to me really is the heat, because the heat it's intense, and it can get intense, and it just it affects your work ethic. But that's really the only thing challenging about this job. Everything else is pretty cool.
It'll help me prepare for a job in the future, because I already know like some work ethic and how things will be at an actual job, instead of like going to a new job not knowing, okay, I need to have eye contact, I need to communicate this, that, and the other.
Realizing that it's all for a better cause, knowing it's not all about me. I have to put myself, if I want to have a good future or help other people have good futures, I need to put myself in a place to work hard and help other people. And so once I get in the future, everything will be, fairly easy, because I worked hard all summer and worked in the heat, and there's nothing really that will really bother me.
My favorite part about my job working at Mill Village is getting to work with my youth every single day this summer, and just getting this opportunity to teach them new things, to teach them to work consistently. I want to set high expectations for them, and then make sure I'm holding them accountable to meet those expectations, so that when they're moving forward at the end of the summer, they will feel more confident, they'll feel more capable, that they know how to work, that they know how to take initiative and try new things. Hopefully in the process we were able to break down some of the communication barriers and attitude barriers so that they can more successfully reach some of their goals.
Mill Village has grown a lot over the last few years. It started with a handful of students from the neighborhood, and last summer we had 14 students working for us. This year we have 28 students on our payroll and a handful of others working for partners. We have a more diverse group of students, which we want. We want students from inside the neighborhood, students from outside the neighborhood, so that they can learn from each other and give to each other and serve each other. And it goes both directions. I think in the future we want to produce more food. Our goal this year is to produce about 10,000 pounds of food on the farm and sell those. And there's more work to do. We just leased a new property that we can grow into, so we can expand our operations. So we could definitely have more students working for us as long as we have the funding to pay them. But the other part we want to do is help our students get jobs that get them closer to what they want to do, or helps them develop their skills. So we developed a new program this year called Allied Partnerships, and we've had 6 students who came through our programs, our classes, have worked for us, and they are now working for other companies. The one young man who's been working for us for 2 years, he wants to be a mechanic, and so we helped him get a job at a mechanic place in town this summer. So he's learning skills already at age 16 that are going to help him, give him a leg up on everybody else who's going after those jobs when he graduates college.
This summer, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I thought about volunteering on the Furman farm because I thought that would be a good way to experience some aspect of sustainability science in a more hands-on approach. I guess I didn't realize when asking Bruce, the manager of the Furman farm at the time, that it was going to turn into a fellowship opportunity for me to actually work throughout the summer and gain a lot more knowledge than if I had just volunteered. I've learned so much about food. Most importantly, my relationship with food has greatly altered. Coming into this fellowship position, I already knew a lot about GMOs, labeling, local produce, fair trade, all those things that as a consumer you try and research. But I had really little to no clue about how food was grown, which is kind of bizarre if you think about it. As a consumer, we research so much, we scan labels so much, but do we even really know how green beans are grown? Do we know when to even harvest a green bean? Do we know which region green beans grow in? As a human being, for our own sustenance, it's very valuable to know this information first off, and it's also really important because without this information, without this knowledge, there is really no relationship with food. And it really surprised me that I had really such a detached relationship to the foods that I ate. To actually grow your own food and harvest it that day and that morning, and to prepare it that night and eat that meal is such a different experience that I've ever had in my life. To know that I grew that and I harvested that and I nurtured that plant makes me not want to waste food. It makes me want to get creative with the foods that I cook and the foods that I eat. And it also makes me more open-minded to certain foods that I may have never tried that are actually seasonally grown where I live. Having a close relationship with food is important. It's something that isn't taught. It's something that isn't valued in this country, which it should. And I really hope that this documentary inspires others to do the same and experience food the way I have this summer.